Welcome to our weekly roundup of key economic and business developments in Sri Lanka for the week ending 24th March 2023. I'm Nishani Figuera, and here are the week's top stories. Sri Lanka secures 17th IMF funding facility. IMF is not the silver bullet, warns Moody's. GDP-linked debt restructuring for Sri Lanka's bondholders, reports Bloomberg. March tourist arrivals set to break 100,000 mark. In our main story, on Monday, Sri Lanka secured a 48-month $3 billion funding facility from the International Monetary Fund. To be disbursed in 8 tranches, the first tranche of $330 million was received on Wednesday. The facility is significant and is a departure from previous arrangements as it allows for repaying government loans and other expenditures. The hard work for the government begins now. Main task is to present a debt restructuring strategy by the end of April to reach IMF's debt sustainability targets. This may include a possible domestic debt restructuring. Also highlighted is the implementation of an anti-corruption and governance reforms, and by June this year, a plan to gradually eliminate the existing import and exchange restrictions. The introduction of a nationwide real property tax and a gift and inheritance tax with minimal exemptions is also on the cards. Katrina L., senior economist at Moody's Analytics, speaking to Reuters on Tuesday, warned that the IMF support is definitely not like the silver bullet, but they think and that's still going to be a difficult road no matter how potential funds or support Sri Lanka receives. She added that the exuberance that has been reflected in the financial markets will fade unless significant improvements from the government and Sri Lanka's growth prospects are seen. Bloomberg reports that Sri Lanka's private creditors are considering a proposal to swap defaulted bonds with new securities that would have cash flow linked to the nation's future growth. It reports that under the plan, such security of these bondholders will pay less if the country growth falls to levels projected by the IMF. Adding that people familiar with the source noted that creditors view the IMF's economic forecast of about 3% for the next few years as pessimistic. Tourist arrivals in March are to break the 100,000 mark for the third consecutive month, with the SLTDA reporting 84,585 visitors during the first 3 weeks. Year to date, over 294,000 travelers have visited the country, signaling a swift turnaround in the industry. Meanwhile, 250 female participants of the Adventure Trail Raid Amazons 2023 arrived in the country. The trail, set in Kandy, will be conducted between the 22nd and 28th of March and is considered as the world's only itinerant women's adventure race. In other news, with the receipt of the first IMF tranche and effects of previously lifted dollar conversion restrictions, the Sri Lankan rupee continued to appreciate this week. The central bank's indicative spot rate is approximately 317, with the currency gaining about 14% over the past 3 weeks. Meanwhile, Dr. Nandanal Veerasinghe, central bank governor, said that the dollar crisis is now resolved, affirming that there are adequate foreign exchange reserves to support the essential sectors. According to the World Food Programme's Household Food Security Survey for February, 32% of Sri Lankan households suffer from food insecurity, whilst price volatility remains concerned. On a positive note, it said that the country's markets remain functional and currently offer a wide range of products, and that adequate availability of essential foods exists along with a resilient supply chain. And now let's take a look at the weekly movement of the All-Share Price Index and the S&P SL20 Index at the Colombo Stock Exchange. At the Treasury bill auction held on Wednesday, yields on all maturities declined. Bids amounting to 241 billion were received, and of which 125 billion rupees were accepted. In other market news, the state sector's stake in Sri Lanka Telecom and Lanka Hospitals Corporation is to be divested. The Treasury Secretary owns 49.5% in SLT. In Lanka Hospitals, the Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation owns 51% stake. And with that, we wind up for this week. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel at the link below for more updates on economic and business developments in Sri Lanka. Until we see you again next week, thank you for watching. Stay safe.